Hello and welcome to Euphoria. I am your production player for today, Maddie Searle. My pronouns are they, them. And today we are playing Deathmatch Island by Tim Denis, published by Evil Hat. And I am joined by four fantastic players. Could you please introduce yourself with your name and pronouns and your character's name and pronouns, starting with Magnolia?
Hi, my name is Magnolia Johnson. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing Maple Winter today, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And Luyu.
Hi, my name is Louis Sun. My pronouns are she, her. I am an Asian female woman with glasses and a cardigan. And my character is Calliope Lee, and she also uses she, her pronouns.
Fantastic. And Taylor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Navarro. I use she, her pronouns. I am a Latina woman with tan skin and my hair in a braid, black rim glasses, and a white t shirt. Today, I'm playing Harper Hoffman, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Beautiful. And Anisha.
Hello, I'm Anusha Battersby, pronouns she, her. I'm a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman wearing a black t-shirt, and I am playing Dr. Ari Yukovsky, and her pronouns are either she, her, or they, them.
Beautiful. And I am a white non-binary person wearing a dark green bandana and big round glasses. Before we get started, I would just like to ask a little icebreaker question. What is your favorite Battle Royale / Spooky Island media? And we're going to go from the top, starting with Magnolia. If the answer is you don't have any, that's absolutely fine.
I messed it up last time. I think it's unfortunately Fortnite, just because I'm hoping against hope that a Fire Emblem character gets in.
Excellent. And Louis.
I think the only media that I've ever interacted with about this is Hunger Games, so I guess that by default.
Nice. It's a classic. And Taylor.
Oh no, I'm torn because I love the Hunger Games series. However, my favorite parts take place outside of the Battle Royale. So if it's Battle Royale only, Apex Legends, the video game, is mine.
Nice. And Anisha.
I mean, I was a little bit later than everyone else because that's how things work with me generally. Absolutely hooked on Squid Game. So I guess I'm going to go for that one.
Nice.
Hunger Games was the first one I came across, but we've already had that one.
I'm going to go for the weird island angle, and I'm going to say Lost. I watched it way past the original airing time, so I was not disappointed by the ending because I had not been watching live alongside for several years, and I thought it was fine. So, I think if everyone is ready, we can jump right in.
Nice.
You awaken to the smell of diesel fuel, salt water, and tar. You appear to be in a small fishing boat in the middle of the sea, the ocean, you're not sure. One of you, I'm going to say Harper, is operating the 2-stroke outboard motor. You're not sure if you've ever operated one of these before, but you seem to be doing it. And you're approaching an island. You don't remember how you got here. When you try and think back, you don't really remember much at all. And you're all wearing matching uniforms. You're wearing plum-colored coveralls and wristwatch-like devices. And if you search through your pockets, the only thing that you find is a neatly folded letter, which reads, "Welcome to Island 1. Congratulations. You have been selected to participate in Deathmatch Island. Winning will mean fame, freedom, and unlimited wealth. You may be experiencing some confusion and memory loss. This is normal following the selection and recruitment process. It is important that you do not panic. Look around you. These fellow competitors are your team. You might like to try some icebreakers. Trust and good teamwork are crucial to victory. In 2 minutes, Phase 1 will begin. In this phase, you will explore Island 1, complete challenges, acquire resources, and meet other contestants. Alliances will be formed, and threats will be eliminated. At the end of Phase 1, a klaxon will sound 3 times. This signals Phase 2, the Battle Royale. Only half the remaining competitors will survive this phase. The survivors progress to Island 2. Survive all the islands to earn the ultimate reward. Good luck, competitor. Play to win. And at this moment, just as you finish reading the letter, the device on your wrist prints out a small slip of paper, and all it says on it is 0 followers. So, speaking to the players now, if you head to the folder that I sent to you before the game, there is a copy of the welcome letter, and at the bottom there are some icebreaker questions. So, if you are so inclined, you can ask your fellow competitors an icebreaker question, and you can mark 2 trust on your character sheet with each other competitor on your team. Trust is a resource that you can use to help you with your dice pools in the future.
As we sit aboard this tiny creaking boat, Calliope's black and gray stained hands reach for the one thing that is anchoring her to sanity right now, which is that if icebreaker questions are given, that she knows how to run this like sort of like social thing. So she is going to look up which of the players is making like the most eye contact.
I think Harper is just steering the boat. She kind of like does this little like blinky thing, and she looks at her nails, and she like they're like teardrops shaped like false nails that are like the same plum as the like coveralls.
Ooh.
And she like just nods satisfactorily, like at least she managed to get this done before we were dropped on the boat. And then she's like looking around at the other competitors and like kind of trying to size everyone up. So she will be making eye contact with you as she's clearly like dressing you up and down, trying to figure out what your vibe is.
Sure. And she doesn't see very much. Calliope is like a very physically unassuming woman. Her dark hair is like pulled back. She looks like very nondescript except for the fact that her hands are clearly like covered in some kind of ink. But she looks up at you, smiles, and pretends not to notice your gaze. And she says, we've got these icebreakers. I guess I can go ahead and get started. First of all, your nails are so beautiful. Also, thank you for steering this boat. And, you know, I would love to know, what season would you be? And also, do you have like a palette, like a seasonal palette, like colors that look good on you? You just look so put together.
Aw, thank you. Of course I do. For seasons, I'm an autumn. I do love like the browns and the oranges. This is on the edge of my autumnal palette, and so I assume I had a hand in picking these, hopefully.
A hand in picking them, really? A hand?
Yeah.
You did that?
Well, I assume they would give us choices.
It's fine. You can move on. It's okay.
What
Okay.
season and color palette do you want to be then?
There's a lot of tension here. I pass you the list. Do you want to ask something to someone?
I do, and I take the paper and I look at and I look to our friend who hasn't spoken yet, and I'm like, so what's your most used emoji?
Why is it all social media?
I don't think I get those. I get them as I got them when people still texted me as like a little pop with a question mark in it.
Not love
But I
her
have a
eyes.
BlackBerry and it's very old, so I don't. Anyone else a little bit queasy?
Oh, are you feeling a little seasick? Let me see. Oh, I'm patting around. I don't see anything. Well, it looks like we're slowly getting there. I mean, I can see something in the distance. Do you want to ask something? Here you go.
Here, and I pass the piece of paper and then maybe drive the boat a little bit more straight now that I'm not looking at a piece of paper.
If I still have my ring, I'm looking at my ring. It's a mood ring. She was told at one point that she had to try and calm her emotions, and she thought a mood ring was the obvious way to monitor them. This is a deep purple.
It's such a scientist way to do it because it's like, okay, I know what the mood is now. We can go from there.
It's like, yes, the pretty rock must be correct. It is geology.
Deeply neurodivergent way of doing it. Just like, okay, I have to get a thing to tell me what I'm feeling right now. We can't solve this on our own.
But she can't decipher it. She's just like, it is purple and green. Intriguing.
She doesn't know what the colors mean.
No.
That's so beautiful.
No. Every time she went to look it up, she was just like, oh, it's pretty, that's enough. Like, but it does indeed match the coveralls, so it's winning.
What's your favorite item on this? That's what's your favorite thing? I can't think about food right now. What's your favorite what is your favorite magical or mythological animal?
I like unicorns.
Oh.
Unicorns are fun. They could easily be lethal with that horn, but they aren't a lot of the time.
And
I find it
that
interesting that they make a choice to not be evil when they easily could be. I find that very intriguing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, hello. Just a quick thing, as we're asking all of these, like, I'm sure very cementing questions for our unit. I don't know any of your names. Do you have names? I assume you have names.
Right. That totally
Why would
makes
we
sense.
not have names?
It's a choice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. I'll get started. My name is Calliope Lee, but you can call me Callie or anything else, like whatever you prefer. How about you?
Well, I'm
beautiful
Harper.
name.
Okay, nice to meet you.
My name is Dr. Ari Yukovsky, and
Oh.
in front of you, you see a tall, slim woman with very, very beady eyes. When she was reading the letter, her eyes were darting about, and then she'd look down again and darting about as if to say, what on earth is going on here? Her head is shaved. She has a gold tooth very, very far back, a molar, so you can only catch it in certain angles. And you can't see it at the moment, but she has a huge birthmark on her right shoulder. Her ears are pierced just with little studs, and she has tattoos all up her hands with floral and fungal designs on them.
She is so cool.
Yeah,
she's kind of just looking at everyone, and she's, I can't remember if I mentioned her shaved head, but her head is shaved.
I think
she's kind of just kind of crouched in the boat, just keeping an eye on everything, wondering what on earth's going on.
I think the vibes of this boat could not be possibly more different if we tried.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anusha. I'm rocking up with the coolest motherfucker you've ever seen in your life.
That's the dice, baby. That's the dice. And you, what is your name? Yes, lady who was feeling seasick.
I'm Mabel. Hello, nice to meet you. It doesn't. To meet you, I guess. And you see a sort of very what you would at a distance recognize as a very jittery mop in a in coverall. dark skin, black hair, the overall disposition of like a very small, very stressed out dog, and like it's the coveralls are more wearing her than she's wearing them. Her hair is like a bit in front of her face. She's definitely here. She's she's present.
Would
Give
you
her
like
credit.
some help with your hair? Mine used to be long and I'm not too bad at styling it.
I think I'm good. I think if sometimes they get mad if I cut it. So no, we're good. We're good. Thank you.
As long as this will not put you at a disadvantage when it comes to seeing
I can
whatever
move it.
we're
I
up
can move
against.
it.
Okay.
I can.
You-
Okay. Sorry.
Who are you apologizing to?
Jesus Christ.
You mostly.
No need.
Okay.
You have not offended me. Which of these is the least egregious?
No, right. They're all very weird.
I like this one. How do you feel about clowns? This is for the entire boat.
I find clowns to be very refreshing, because I feel like if I know that they have artifice, then it puts me more at ease. Is that helpful? Is that a good answer? Calliope is looking at you, scoping Dr. Yurkowski,
She's
like
completely
violently
straight-faced.
scoping to try to see if that is the correct answer for her.
Not the correct answer.
Refreshing. That's it. That's the response you get.
Tension grips the boat. Picking up the boat. Like, where are we going?
Unsure,
Are
as
we still
Harper has
steering?
caught her reflection in the glass, and has like unbuttoned her coveralls and is like tied the arms around her waist and is like adjusting her top and like fiddling with her hair, and steering one-handed.
Oh, great.
So all's going really well.
Yes.
From the driver as she does like a little vanity check.
Oh my lord.
Okay, she seems like she has this.
This feels very safe.
Oh, I'm glad you all feel safe with me.
I think about this point, you start to hear the cry of seagulls getting louder and the island kind of looming into view. There's a steep mountain on this island and it's surrounded by a thick oak forest. It's very warm. It's about apologies for using the European version, 27 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
We don't need it in Fahrenheit, we're fine.
That's pretty warm.
It is euphoria. We make the Celsius rule here. There is some signs of habitation on this island. There's concrete jetties, there's a seaside village, a small port, a radio mast, and a lighthouse. And it is now time for your first decision as an alliance. Where do you want to land? And you may look at the map in your folder to decide which landing point you want to go to. There should be a little kind of play triangle symbol next to the landing locations.
Here's a question. Are we close enough to see where other boats have docked? Like, are we able to ascertain what's a spot where more people are or less people?
I think, unfortunately, you're one of the last boats to be coming in, so it's but you can see a few boats at pretty much every port. I think there's people have tried to scatter. It's very much like getting out of the bus in Fortnite. It's just like spread yourself out.
reports.
Can we tell which one we're closest to?
You're probably closest to the fishing village.
Okay.
I have an opinion above the table that we should go to the lighthouse just because it feels like it could be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like everyone will be going to the fishing village because it's nearest to everything else, which is good, but also it means there'll be more people.
I had a possibly contentious opinion to that above the table, whereas I don't know if we want to start at the lighthouse, but I think we want to end up at the lighthouse, sort of thinking of it as a vantage point.
Yes!
This something I have the high ground.
Hear me out. We start at the industrial port and we make our way to the lighthouse.
Okay.
Because that's right. Because if there's going to be more people, we want to go where there's more and more people instead of less more people, just to like sort of max capitalize on chaos.
I do love math capitalization on chaos. You said that flawlessly the first time, and honestly, I'm impressed.
Yeah, all the stuff I'm kind of mainly interested in exploring on the map is like on the route between the industrial port and the lighthouse. So,
sold, approved. Stamp the table. We head to the industrial port, please. Production.
No way.
Fantastic.
Furthest one away from us.
Really
circling the island,
boat ride, really sort of procrastinating on whatever this is.
We can't die if we never make it to the island.
Once we kind of make up our mind and Harper feels like she looks aesthetically pleasing enough, she does kick the boat into gear and start driving properly.
If we don't get on the island soon enough, they send sharks after us. But the sharks do just lecture you on like statistics for like marine life deaths and how low sharks are. It's a slow killing.
Incredible. They're smart sharks.
Yeah, you don't survive it, but they do make it very clear. Like, hey, this isn't typical behavior. This isn't. You should not expect us going to the beach.
Yeah, they don't bore a hole in the boat, but they do just bore you to death.
Yeah, exactly.
So your boat slowly makes its way into the industrial port. You can see a few other boats that have docked here already. It's a wharf with multiple berths. There's warehouses, there's office buildings, and there's huge cylindrical fuel tanks. And as you look around, you can see that there is a huge rusting cargo ship kind of sinking off the coast, and abandoned forklifts just kind of left to rust in the sunlight. There is also there are a few people still hanging around here. There are, I would say, maybe about 20 or so people kind of peeking from around different buildings and just sort of trying to ascertain whether you're friend or foe. But there is someone who is
very intense eye contact back. With as many
Mabel
as
does
possible.
the exact opposite of that.
Sorry.
No worries. There is someone who is not scared of your approach at all. There is a woman with short, spiky blonde hair she's probably in her 50s. She is standing in the middle of the dock, proclaiming, saying, "My pain is gone. The island has cured me. I can see clearly. This is the best I've felt in years. Join me, and we will discover the secrets of this island."
Okay, so A, I'm not a medical doctor, but this sounds like a scam. And B, yeah, the way this is being phrased sounds slightly like a cult. I think we should not do this.
I don't know. The island that makes you feel better sounds pretty nice. I kind of feel like dog shit right now.
It sounds nice, but it also sounds like a fable.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we can try.
We don't have to. It's fine.
Well, let's think about it this way. In the second half of this, we're going to get into a scrap. So Maybe we should find resources so that way we survive rather than being cured by this island where if we don't proceed with caution, we will get murdered.
You can see that off to the left of this this blonde woman who is proclaiming to the nervous crowd. There's a woman with dark hair, curly dark hair, who is crouching over a pile of what look like supplies. There appears to be a shotgun and an assault rifle, and a few packs of survival gear. But she's watching them intently, her eyes kind of darting between the woman and the supplies, as if she's kind of protecting them.
Do we think these supplies are for the cult? Sorry, cult is probably a wrong word. Do we think the supplies are for the enlightened group of people? And if so, should we pretend to be some of them to get supplies?
Do they look like they're in the same group? It's every group is 4 people, right?
It looks like there are several kind of groups of 4 that have kind of congregated into this larger group.
I mean,
Some of them look more interested than others, but a large proportion of them are kind of gravitating towards the blonde woman.
the problem with that is we can get in. I don't know how we're getting out.
Maybe this is just the onboarding if everyone else is here. Maybe she's just being dramatic.
Oh.
I think she's gonna be a problem though. So we probably want to
Can I ask a question?
Either throw our lot in if we think that she's gonna be good, or maybe move on and get some resources.
Mabel, you had a question?
What is your question?
Oh, I went out of character. That's my bad.
Okay.
What would you say the distance between the oil tanks and this crowd of people are?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Putting this in my back pocket.
Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
No.
If you're thinking the word environmental kill, possibly.
You think you think if they would definitely be in the blast radius.
Okay.
Before we go any further, I think it is time to announce the first contest of the game. So, in this game, we go through a procedure that's slightly different from other games apart from Agon, which this game uses the PARAGON system from. First off, you are going to decide amongst yourselves what strategy you're going to go for, and then I'll decide what contest, what capability you're going to be using to try and succeed. The options that I have from the book are persuading Callisto that you're faithful members of the Alliance, stealing the rewards, or driving the Reborn away with the force of arms. But if there is a different thing that you want to try, let me know, and we can see what capability we use for that instead.
I am happy to stealth and to try and match, dare I say, exceed her weird. And convince her that we are, believe ourselves to maybe already be cured by this island.
Start a different competing cult.
It's a bold move to start a competing cult.
It's not entirely serious.
I know. I was saying we pretend we are part of the same cult.
Oh,
assuming it is a cult. I mean, I call it a cult. I don't know if it's actually a.
It feels like
vibes,
a cult.
You know.
It does feel like a cult.
She checks her mood rank to see if she can tell any of the vibes to whether this is a cult. It's glowing blue. It tells her nothing.
Mabel's also kind of looking at the ring just to
I do.
She taps it like a watch that's stopped.
I do just like the idea of going, well, if you're cured, then you won't need these, and just taking the resources.
The audacity.
Like, well, if you get shot, the island's gonna cure you, so
It's like,
we'll
you
just
guys
take.
are going to be fine. We'll get these because we're not blessed like you are.
The problem is they already have the guns. Is the thing that's
There's only one person and there's 2 guns. Have you ever been, and Harper does say this on the boat as we're kind of like strategizing, have you ever been in a Black Friday sale?
a
Like
couple
getting
times.
there right in the morning, okay, right? If you go with a partner, 2 of you can rush one person who thinks that they can go it alone. There's only one person guarding those things. If 3 or more of us just run, we should be able to take them by force alone. Especially if one of us decides to body slam the guard. And then you get what
Are
you
you
want at like
volunteering for that
90% off.
role?
I can't.
Yes, I am.
I don't think body slam is something I have in my repertoire.
No.
Harper has like a very willowy figure, and her eyes kind of like, she's got like dark brown eyes, and they like glitter with malice, and she's just like, yes, I will body slam her.
I believe her. I think she'll do it.
Do we need to restrain you in some way before you go body slamming people?
Well, I'm only going to do it if we all agree. We're not enemies yet.
Okay, there's 2 terrifying women making very compelling points.
Summary of game.
Do we think the 2 guns are enough for the 20 people?
Depends how many bullets and also what's in the survival packs. Anything is a weapon if you're creative enough.
Not that creative.
That's okay, you can have the shotgun.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any kind of like debris kind of hanging around, like any kind of flotsam and jetsam, that kind of thing? Anything we can make weapons out of, potentially?
There's certainly kind of broken crates and things like that left by the old forklifts.
Okay.
Okay.
Ari at some point will be sharpening a stake.
I was going to say, look, that splintered bit of wood, a shiv, easily done.
And you'll probably catch something from that, but that's probably playing a long game. Do we think
We
the
can
fork
fish with
will work?
it. Fish.
We're not going to fish away we want the
Spear
resources.
fishing.
I'm at the forklifts, but are they? Okay. Can I ask out of character question?
Mm-hmm.
Something once again, trying to measure distance, getting real comfortable with the concept of meters and centimeters. It's another goddamn moth in here. Is the lady guarding all of their like stuff? How close is she, and how close is their stuff to the side of the dock?
They're probably quite far back on the dock, where it overlaps with the mainland.
Okay, so there's no possibility of shoving all of that shit onto the boat and then just managing it from there.
We're going to need to go past them anyway to get to where we want to go. So it's a case of we can try and like force take them as we run through, or we can try and start a counter cult. But as a little team note, just my project manager brain kicking in here, I do think that maybe we need to be a little bit more efficient on our decision-making methods going forwards. 2 options. I'm happy to go with either.
I definitely agree. Calliope is like in full, like almost like sycophant mode. And she says, okay, of the 2 options, which is more viable to the other 2 of you? She like fully withdraws herself from like putting in a vote verbally.
This is very helpful.
If we go and try to jump a woman about some guns, do we want someone on the boat like near enough by so we can all get back on the boat and then they have to swim after us?
I thought we were going that way, and also they're both
We are.
here.
Never mind.
I say we try and integrate ourselves into this group and see what happens.
Okay.
That's where my vote is.
Mabel?
Yeah, I did youth group as a kid. That's close enough. We can do this.
Calliope?
Sure, sounds great.
Wait, now Taylor's confused. What route are we going?
It sounds like the plan is social integration.
Okay, then let's do that.
A lot of conversation about murdering for social integration, but that's fine.
We're planning ahead.
Yes.
We are. The murder can come later, it's fine.
It's called a long game.
Okay, so if you're going for integration, then it will be a social game contest. Okay, so now I need to assemble the opponent's dice pool to determine the target number that you have to beat with your rolls. And the island is at a danger level 4. So I'm going to be adding the highest die from my dice pool to that to determine the target number. So, Callisto, she has a D6 for telemarketer. She has a D10 for reborn.
Oh.
She has a D8 for zealous. She has a D8 for insightful. A D8 for persuasive. Okay, let's see. The highest was a 5. So, going to do maths on my fingers because I can't think.
9?
9, yes. So the target number you have to beat is 9. And so...
Okay.
So the procedure is you announce your name and occupation as you enter the contest. You can describe how on the fictionalized TV show that this is on, if there's like a Chiron in the third of the screens kind of saying who you are and what your job is, or if there's a cheesy host voice who is announcing your presence to the audience, and you can add your occupation die if it applies to this role. So if you think that your occupation has kind of social skills involved in it, you can add it. You add your name die and your social capability die. And you can also mark fatigue to include a die from a second capability in your pool. You can also use an acquisition. We don't have any acquisitions currently, but in future contests you can use an acquisition, and I'll explain how that works when we get to it. And you can also spend trust with another competitor, and they'll give you a copy of their name die. And they still get to roll their name die normally, it's just you get a copy of it for yourself. Excellent. So, whoever wants to can announce their entry into the contest and assemble their dice pool.
Sure. Tell me if I'm doing this wrong. Calliope Lee walks forward. She very carefully positions her like head and body posture in the sort of like I'm listening very carefully to someone I respect sort of like composition. Calliope Lee is an elementary school teacher, specifically an art teacher, and she is going to be bringing her occupation into this as she. You see on the TV screen, it says Calliope Lee, elementary teacher, quiet, meek, but is she weak? And as she walks forward to speak with Callisto, Calliope Lee recalls a little like children's poster that's like on the wall of her classroom. It says, "We can show fairness by," and then it kind of lists a bunch of things. So there's like happy children on the poster. And it says things like listening to others, treating everyone equally, giving everyone a chance, sharing and taking turns. And that's the spirit that she's coming into this social interaction with as she walks up and she says, "Oh, I heard from the boat that you were talking about, being healed by your being on this island. I was hoping to, like, when did you start feeling this way? And like, how, please tell me everything about it." And I'm sure everyone on the boat is super interested. I just want to engage her so rapidly in conversation that she's paying less attention to everyone else.
Beautiful.
So what does that mean? So I have a D6 from my occupation, a D8 from social game, and what else? Do I add anything else to
Your
that?
name die.
My name die is a D6. Okay, and that's everything?
I think that's everything you've got at the moment.
Okay. It's a 3, 4, and a 5.
So you add the two highest dice together, so that's a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
And that meets the target number.
Okay.
So you have succeeded. The next, we're not going to describe what happens until everyone has rolled.
Sure.
So who's next up?
We're not all rolling for this. We're executing different parts of the plan, correct?
Yes, so the standard procedure is everyone rolls. You don't have to decide what exactly you're doing until the end, when we decide who's failed and who's succeeded, and then we narrate from the person who's done the worst up to the person who has done the best. So all you need to do is figure out whether you failed or succeeded at the moment, and then we get to the narration afterwards.
Oh, okay. I'll roll next then if I don't have to decide what I'm doing just yet.
Go for it.
So Harper steps off of the boat with like just dripping with swag. And it says across the bottom of the TV screen, Harper Hoffman, 31, Nova makeup founder. And then the little tagline is like, you're Nova gonna see her coming. And okay, so a D6 for my name. Now, technically, my occupation is crime boss because I'm the founder of a multi-level marketing scheme. Do we feel like that applies to social skills? Because I think
so. Yeah, I agree.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna add another D6 for the social game. There we go. Oh no, my two highest are both 2s, so that's a 4.
Okay, excellent. So we've got Calliope with a 9 and Harper with a 4.
Okay.
2 ends of the spectrum. It can only go up from here.
Who's up next?
I don't mind. I'm happy to go.
I have something. I was just asking because I don't want to jump in front of you.
Oh no, go for it.
Okay, sick. All right, time to lie to people for fun and profit. Mabel is going to. She hops off the boat. You see, like, the Chiron and Mabel Winter, 30 years old, unemployed. Because she is not getting paid for taking care of her ailing parents. She just does that 24/7 for no money. And she's going to do is she's going to, like, I guess, try to distract the woman. I keep saying the woman guarding the guns. Am I making an assumption here?
It is a woman guarding the guns.
Okay.
For the sake of expediency, the woman's guarding the guns is called Pratima, and the woman who is speaking to the crowd is called Callisto.
Okay. In that case, maybe we're going to talk Pratima and use what is about a decade's experience worth of essentially, like, tricking, lying, and goading 2 old people into going to their hospital and doctor's visits. to like try to be like, "Are you good? You seem like something's wrong. Are you? You look like you need to sit down. You don't look well. Let me take it. Like, can I take a look at you? Like, are you all right?" And I think that is name, occupation, and I would dare call this social game. Oh, god damn. Okay. Two highs are 6 and 5.
Ooh. So 11?
Let's go.
Woo.
Excellent.
The worst looking woman you've ever seen in your the woman who looks like she is not doing well at all comes up to you and says, "Hey, you look like something's up. Are you good?"
Amazing. And then the doctor has to go, I believe.
The good doctor steps off the boat. Well, the thing is, Dr. Ari Yukovsky, occupation nuclear engineer. And then the little tagline is, "I know what mushrooms will kill you." And then nothing else. And she is going to walk up to just a random person and ask if they know any good spots for foraging and for finding supplies, and just start talking to them about different types of plants and different types of food that you could maybe find on an island, and asking, are these natural remedies that have cured you on this island? And is just talking to trying to get as much attention as she can and get as much information as she can from this group of people, and figure out whether when they talk about the island healing them, whether they are talking about it in a literal kind of spiritual sense of being on this island has made us better, or whether they're talking about the supplies that they've found that have kept them healthy. So I'd argue that is probably name, occupation. Is that social game?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh yeah.
You're on mute.
Sorry. Thank you. The whole contest is social game, so you have to use social game for it.
Fantastic. So 3d6s. Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3. Roll. That is a 4, and a 6. So a 6 and a 4. So a 10, which just beats it.
Beautiful. All right. So, starting with Harper, who unfortunately failed. What does your failure look like? This part of the process is called the confessionals. So feel free to describe what happens, and I may pop in with some details, but the floor is yours.
So I was going for subjugation. However, I've never bowed to anyone in my life, and I don't intend to start now. So she was talking, saying she was cured, and Calliope was absolutely crushing it, doing the really good, yes, you're right, the thing that you do with toddlers, but I've never liked toddlers either. So I kind of just looked at her, and I couldn't help it. I started sneering, because she was clearly talking a load of rubbish. And so I tried really, really hard to go through with it. But when someone is just being silly and they haven't got their nails done, I couldn't tolerate it. And honestly, I don't think I should be blamed for that.
Beautiful. And up next is Calliope. How do you just about manage to convince this group that you're on the up and up?
So Calliope in confessional says, the first 30 seconds were going pretty well. I had to derail for a little bit to explain that, our friend has just like hereditary sneering problem, so that did derail things a little, but we managed to pick things up, and as long as we do the best we can, then we've got the real MVP, Mabel, doing the work on the side.
Oh my
god. Can we just quickly smash cut back to Harper's testimonial? And she's like, Calliope says I've got resting bitch face.
Smash cuts back to Calliope, and Calliope says, "It's the word resting is not right. It's very active, almost innate.
There's no passive aggression. It's just aggression.
Active aggression. Yes,
Active aggression.
It's just
Perfect. And
Yay!
Dr. Ari, how do you avail yourself in this situation?
Well, I wish to prove myself to be useful and prove that I know about the resources that this island offers, and I think I have done that by talking about lots and lots of different types of mushrooms and how they can be used in stews and whatnot, and lots of different herbs, and also the fact I am a nuclear engineer. I think people will take me seriously because of that. Clearly, I am someone who can be both intellectual and also potentially very dangerous, and I feel like people will not want to get on the wrong side of me. So even though I am being helpful and I am offering people hints and tips on foraging, there is also an underlying level of threat of do not mess with me, or maybe you'll end up with the wrong stuff in your stew.
Beautiful. And Mabel, how do you absolutely storm this?
Okay, I need to figure this out. I need to know what our success condition was. And that was sort of like acquiring the supplies now. Okay.
I think what we went with was just ingratiating yourself with the group.
Okay. One sort of ingratiate ourselves in the group and also attempting to put us a step towards that. I think Mabel has so thoroughly convinced not just what was her name again? God damn it.
Pratima.
Thank you. Pratima, Callisto, and like half the people here that something is medically speaking wrong with Pratima. This is now the thing everyone's doing. There's like a healing hand circle going around. It's the church equivalent of Callisto down there, and everyone's huddled around doing like God's own spirit bomb. And these supplies, I guess at this point, are the most supervised they've ever been, is what I'm assuming.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I think Mabel's also a little bit convinced herself. She's just like, oh God, someone's going to die. Not sort of realizing that several other people are also going to die, and some it's going to be her fault.
Okay, so as a result of this contest, Mabel, you get to mark a trust with Callisto, which you can use as a resource later if Callisto's involved in a contest.
Sick, nasty, wonderful. Callisto 1. I'm realizing I've marked these poorly.
And Mabel also gets to mark 9 follower boxes. And each follower box is worth, I think, 10,000 followers. So you've got 90,000 followers out of this. The audience is loving you.
I'm never going to get followers in this game.
And Calliope and Ari, you have half that number rounded up. So you have 5 boxes, I believe. Harper only gets 1 new follower box, unfortunately.
That's okay. We start small, we end big.
Yeah, it's all about the trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
I love how this is happening to like the biggest social butterfly of the group.
It's all going so weird. It's all going so completely backwards.
Not a fan. Not a fan. But that's fine. She's already planning a magical girl transformation for Mabel down the line the second she gets her hands on some resources, because she thinks that's going to be a game changer.
Beautiful. So whoever wins each contest becomes the leader until the next contest. So Mabel is now the de facto leader of the group.
Yes!
Surprise!
Worst.
I love it.
Step on up.
Specifically. Oh, that's so funny.
That's hilarious.
And you can also choose which node to travel to next. You can take advice from your team, but it's up to you to choose which part of the map to travel to next. And you also get to distribute any rewards. So in this case, the rewards are 5 bags of survival gear, which you can use between islands to recover, to get rid of fatigue. 1 Remington M870 shotgun. I don't know how you say those numbers in a more cool way than M870. I'm sure there's a better way. 1 FAMAS or FAMAS assault rifle. And Pratima also passes to you, Mabel, some keys that she found that unlock a battered pickup truck.
That's, oh my god. Okay.
Wow.
Now I have to look deep inside myself and ask the question, can she drive?
Yeah, Pratima's like, I can't believe I should have seen the signs before this. You're
gonna be all right. You're gonna be good, dear. It's good. We got it. We caught it in time.
So I mean, yeah, I don't believe. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll yeah. If I've got your back, if you need me.
Be all right. Okay.
So Mabel is also distributing these weapons.
I am also distributing these weapons. Okay, someone said Mabel can get the shotgun. The problem is Mabel does not. Okay. Okay, Mabel is going to hand. Dr. Yurkowski, I just want to make sure I had that right. The FAMAS rifle, just because I think Mabel thinks they have the most discretion with who and who not to shoot with it. I trust your judgment to take somebody.
I have been bred for filth.
That is so funny. Oh my god.
I'm not actually taking it personally.
I trust your judgment and, more importantly, your aim.
Wow.
Something about you said that you can hit shots to me, and I don't know how to.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Accuracy, sure. Morally? Restraint in this matter?
Bridges we can cross when we get to, you know?
Like, she walked in with threats and it's going from there.
Yeah, exactly. You seem more suited to this than anyone else.
Thank you.
Like, okay, someone's got the energy for this. Someone's got the vibe, right?
Cool, so I have a rifle. Amazing.
The rifle. Going to hand out. What will we get? 5 bits of survival gear. 1 to everybody. I think.
Is it like a kind of rations pack?
Do we use the diamonds to mark up how many of these we have?
That's diamonds, what I've been doing.
The diamonds are used to mark off the uses, I believe. So yeah, I think each of your acquisitions only has 2 uses.
Okay, noted.
Under survival gear, it says fire, shelter, food. Someone was asking that.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
I'm going to hand 1 to everybody and a second one to Calliope. Calliope did say something about teaching, like, children, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. It's like, okay, you know how a first aid kit works, and if I have more than one of these, I'm going to start getting nervous.
Okay.
Oh, God. I'm going to hold on to this, as she says, as she still has the Remington shotgun.
Sure.
Because she's handed out 1 gun, and I think she trusts Harper too, and I said, I don't think she trusts Harper with sort of spread. Like, I don't know.
Your Honor, I have been read for filth a second time.
Mabel trust Harper's sort of like ideas and conceptions about the term collateral was something that has like a area. Like it's something that potentially has buckshot. She doesn't know if this is slugs or not.
I love how, mechanically speaking, Harper, having steered the boat, driven the boat, is the only one who's proven that they're capable of anything other than talking to people well. and yet you're the one being completely ripped into.
This is how it should be.
This
I
woman
accept.
literally stepped off a boat after, trying to do icebreakers about unicorns and was like, here are some facts about foraging, and she has a gun now.
Hi guys, welcome to my video. Today we're gonna be unboxing the this rifle. Click, click, click. Fingernails, acrylic nails.
Oh.
What direction are you thinking that we are going to go?
Okay, directions.
Do you keep hold of the pickup truck keys as well?
Oh,
That's
we've got a
that's
truck.
what I forgot there were truckies. I didn't see the truck on the sheet until I just Mabel
Yeah,
does
you were
put
like,
the
I
truck
need to
keys
decide if she
to
learns
Harper.
if she knows how to drive,
Oh,
and then
Okay, no.
the greatest
I know.
boon, perhaps.
One thing about Harper, and it's that she can operate a motor vehicle.
This is fair.
This is
This is
true.
fair. This is
Only
fair.
thing
She drove the boat.
I know she's got nails done, kind of serving, and can steer, possibly even drive. We're going to find out.
Let's give a truck to the person who can possibly drive.
Here's the thing: Mabel doesn't remember much of anything at the moment. It's all going purely off assumptions.
That's fair.
Oh, okay. Because radio mass takes us away. Whitewater is. Oh, Crash Plane seems like it's going to have some good stuff in it. And Crash Plane also gives us the option.
We have to go to Whitewater first because we have to go to a connected, that's on the orange line.
We do, and that is one of my. That's on the cons list of. The pros for Whitewater, I guess, are getting to Crash Plane and then having the option to go from apartment block to apartment blocks or sanctuary.
Or we could do house, apartment block, Crash Plane. We could go.
If we want to make it to the lighthouse, we have to go the most efficient route. But the apartments would also give us height. So I think.
Are we trying to camp out in the apartments? Are we trying to hold the apartments? So when I brought it up for the lighthouse, I was thinking if we have to make a stand, as it were, somewhere, the lighthouse seems like a pretty good place to do it. By which I mean shooting from height and kicking people down the stairs.
Can do that in an apartment building.
Well, it's up to you.
You're the leader. You have to choose.
Oh,
The house or Whitewater?
The house or Whitewater? The house or Whitewater? The house or Whitewater? I'm so out of character. I'm so deeply curious about what is in the Crash Plane, and I don't know if anyone else would go.
Let's go to Whitewater then.
Whitewater it is.
Nice.
Okay, we are getting weird with it. We are.
If you want to look at the Crash Plane, then let's go.
If/when we start heading out, does it look like the wider group of 20 plus people are following us or not?
It looks like they're staying put. They have more to discuss, more prayer circles to get together.
So we just came, took all their stuff, and left?
Pretty much, yeah.
Thank
you. Oh, that was so generous of you. Anyways, we're heading out.
We came and we saved somebody. We saved lives and we made it.
Yes, save them is turning the ignition in the truck.
We came, we saw, we took the stuff.
Yes.
We left.
We left.
Okay, so we're driving then to the Whitewater area.
Well, I figured we may as well take the truck because, otherwise we've got keys for something that we're never going to see again.
God, I hope this thing's got 4-wheel drive.
All right, let's go.
We're about to find out.
So you make your way to Whitewater, where the river runs wide and seemingly still, but beneath the calm surface, the currents are at their strongest. Not far down the river is white water, foaming white-capped surge over jagged rocks. 2 flags and a Deathmatch Island challenge terminal indicate the challenge site. So, at a challenge node, everyone has to compete. No one can sit out. There is a mechanic where on some challenges. If you want to sit out and support another player, then you can, but not this time. So this is a straight race. There is another team here waiting for you. You have to line up on the riverbank and dive in at the beep. The first person to reach the opposite bank wins it for their team. This is a challenge beast contest.
Is anyone in this group physically athletic? I didn't hear an enthusiastic yes.
Statistically, no. In terms of vibe, maybe.
Oh, if we're going based on vibes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we're going based on mechanics, no.
She
great.
definitely thinks she is.
Okay.
If we're going based off vibes, no. If we're going based off mechanics, also no.
What's the other team look like?
They look like they seem sort of just as nervous as perhaps you are feeling, maybe showing their nervousness, but there is one among them who looks quite buff. It's a woman who you can just tell from the way that she's flexing, she does yoga.
That's great. I go to Pilates every Thursday morning, and I think that I can do anything in the world because my mom told me I can. So,
as a note, the current will pull you downstream towards the dangerous jagged rocks around the bend. This is not a sprint. This is an excruciating effort of stamina against the implacable current. The other team will attempt to push you back, drag you under, do anything to stop you. On the opposite bank, a large gift box wrapped with a bow waits for the winning team.
I have a question about how trust works.
Yes.
So if we wanted to use trust in this contest, how would that work?
You would mark off trust with one of your fellow players, and that would be the resource expended, and they would give you a copy of their name die. So at the moment it would be a d6. So you get an extra d6 to add to your dice pool.
Sick. Okay, thank you.
And we currently have 2 trust with each other member of our team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. And you can gain more trust between islands as well.
Right.
So whenever someone is ready, announce your entry into the contest and assemble your dice pool. You don't have to narrate anything about how you're approaching this. You can wait until after the dice have been rolled.
I'll go first then, seeing as no one has said anything yet. So Harper, exits the pickup truck, slams the door, turns around, and she winks at Mabel. And I want to use that as the symbolizing of the trust, because she trusted her to drive, and she thinks that she can drive this situation to success. And it's just yes, Harper Hoffman. What was it? How old was she? 31? I think she's 31.
30 or 31.
It'd be funny if it changed.
Benjamin Buttoning.
Harper Hoffman, 31. Founder of Nova Cosmetics. And she fully the camera has to pan up very quickly as she strips out of the coveralls, thinking they're gonna slow her down, and kicks off her shoes, cracks her neck, looks at the other person and blows a little kiss as she's getting ready to dive in.
I forgot to mention before we started that the target number for this is again a 9.
Oh no. Okay, this is fine. So I get 1 for my name. Does my occupation count for this or no?
I don't think your occupation would count for this one, unfortunately.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. So 1 for Challenge Beast, and then 1 for my trust with Mabel that I've just burned. Okay, which one? Okay, hang on, that fell out the dice tray. A 10.
10, amazing.
Instead of 4.
Okay. Okay. The camera pans to the right of Harper, and it sees a very concerned looking, like fully an unconfident Calliope Lee. It says Calliope Lee, elementary school teacher. Under it, it says no water except watercolor. And as she gets ready to do this, I guess.
Beautiful.
So I will take my name die. I will take Challenge Beast, which is just a D6 for me. And being an elementary school teacher has nothing to do with swimming, so I think that's it, just 2. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Woo! Let's see. It's a 6 and a 3.
That's a 9. Yeah, you meet it.
Oh,
Wow, magic.
Ooh.
All right, he's up next.
So Dr. Ari has also, I think, gained some trust through being given a gun.
Yay!
So,
Building exercise.
So Mabel, I'm going to mark off a trust with you.
Does that mark off on both of our sheets?
I don't know. I
Just
don't
on
have
Ari's.
Okay. No.
And on the screen it comes up like with her full name and her occupation as a nuclear engineer. And just a little thing underneath saying, like, it kind of scrolls, so it starts off on I can't swim, and then it kind of scrolls up and goes, just kidding. As she kind of again strips down to just like sports bra and just kind of, I think she's wearing like, can we wear layers? Can she have like thermals or like just some kind of layer? Sports shorts or something. I think she'd be wearing. She is quite sporty. And gets ready to dive in. So that would be name, it would be trust, and it would be, was it
Challenge Beast?
Cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's just 3d6 again. Oh no, I don't wanna add more. Don't give me more. Roll. That is the 2 highest equal a 10.
Beautiful. All right, and Mabel.
6, a 4, and a 1.
Okay. Mabel is sort of following suit and also kind of following behind both Dr. Yurkovsky and Harper on I guess really on account of the trustment, and also just like, okay, all right, we're playing second fiddle on this one. What am I? Oh God. And she takes off her it's not a jumpsuit. I can't remember what the thing's called.
Coveralls, overalls.
Thank you. And she's got like a gray old bra on. There's like some kind of faded stains on it, and the like 3 for 12 like off the rack Dunn's boy short underwear.
That is so evocative.
This is not a woman who has thought more than 30 seconds in her life about underwear ever. She's just like, well, I'm not naked, so it's working. And she is like kind of shivering. She's like, oh God. Searching like at the side of the river, sticking between Harper and Dr. Yurkovsky. And I forgot I had to roll stuff, and I think it's just 2d6 because it's Challenge Beast, and then it's name.
Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, because occupation's not helping here. And then as we do this, the Chiron says, Mabel Winter lives with her parents, hasn't been in a pool in 8 years. Okay.
What a mood.
Fuck me running. God does play favorites sometimes. We hit it exactly.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank God Mabel doesn't get dashed upon the rocks.
Oof, yeah. We all succeeded there.
Fantastic. Okay, starting with Mabel. You make really good time in this race. Can you describe to me how you power through to get this done?
Does only one of us have to get to it?
Only one of you has to get to it, but you all did it, so.
Okay, Mabel's. I was gonna say Mabel's playing defense.
Oh yeah, you could be like shoving people back, 100%.
Grab of like limbs and panic that keeps catching people from the other team's side.
Nice.
Like they're like almost at the waterfall, but someone like actually gets to the thing and everyone can just get out. Like it's not great. It is.
All right, and Calliope, what does your success look like?
So Calliope is like very clearly visually the only person who still has their coveralls on, and she also has 2 packs of survival gear. What happens is when the noise to start sounds, instead of jumping into the water, she scopes out where that yoga woman is and jumps directly on top of her with both of the survival packs and the like full soggy weight of like the coveralls on, and just goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and just like it prevents her from like moving to the best of her ability.
Fantastic. You can hear between the sounds of like water kind of bubbling as she sort of yells, you can hear, "I'm a CrossFit trainer! This is so unfair!"
Sabotage!
This is what you earn. This is what you deserve for doing CrossFit. Go to a normal gym like a regular person.
And so, because we have 2 10s, we need to decide who is best. So I would like Ari and Harper to roll your name dice and tell me which is higher, because we have to have someone who is best for this game.
Well, I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So
I rolled a 2.
Woo! Success!
So, Harper,
The worst success I've ever rolled.
please tell me how you succeed, but just don't quite make it to be the first.
Harper goes in, and this is like stamina, this is endurance, and she has been sat with her hair like bleached and dyed in a chair for like 8 hours, so she understands what it means to keep going on. So she's swimming, and she looks back and she sees that the CrossFit trainer is taken care of. She looks over to Mabel, and she sees that like other people are being taken care of, and she's like, okay, I have a shot at this. And then I think there's this point where she gets so cocky and confident, but she sees like somebody who is like quite short on the other team like starting to head like for the doctor, and I think she makes like a judgment call because the doctor is just like a little bit ahead of her, and she reaches out and she digs her nails into that person's ankles and drags them back so that way her teammate can get it instead, who is objectively doing better.
Wonderful. I love it. And Ari, please describe your resounding victory.
So thank you, brave soldier. So Ari, so Ari is basically just telling themselves, do not get dashed on the rocks, do not get dashed on the rocks, you do not want to get fissioned, you do not want to get fissioned. You've seen what happens with fission, everything splits off and it creates so much chaos. We do not want that, but physically just keep going, you need to get, and it's just this constant monologue of chatter in her own head as she is just swimming really, really strongly and just in as straight a line as she can. And just complete and utter focus. She barely even notices there's anyone around her. She's just completely in her own head. So all of these people I like to think of it as all of her teammates in the background are like either jumping onto other people or dragging other people away from her, and she's just like just going in a little torpedo straight line.
You know, I know you said
and
like,
then,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, and I was going to say, and then she just turns around and is like, where is everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I know you said like towards the end you didn't see anyone. That's because there was no one there. They've all
they're all
stopped.
being dunked. They're all playing games. This is not a game.
We're running defense, and Ari Yarkowski is the most locked in anyone's ever been in their life.
Hang
Dialed
on,
and
loaded.
I
You're
just need to
focused.
check something on our lines and veils real quick. Is drowning on here?
Also, is this NPC bullying?
I think it was drowning.
No, we're good.
Drowning with loss of control or
Yeah,
something.
Okay.
powerlessness while drowning is.
Okay.
Hopefully,
a
no one's
fail, I
no
think.
like drowning or like dying.
No one's
I think
drowning.
this is
No,
just
It's
instruction.
I do feel like
obstructed, yeah.
like Harper is trying to like drag them under with her just to get water in their face, but not actually like like they're coming back up. But she's being vicious with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Mabel's in control, but she's still breathing, so like it's.
Excellent. So yes, Ari, as you make it to the other side and bewildered, look around and see that you are the first one there. The gift box opens with a little fanfare. Some confetti bursts out, and you can see inside 5 small luxuries, one more shotgun, and 2 M67 fragmentation grenades. So
Okay.
you can distribute those how you wish.
Okay, so 2 grenades, 1 shotgun, and 5 luxury packs.
Would
What's
you
in- what's
say
in-
that being a nuclear
what's in-
engineer makes you a subject matter expert on explosions?
I was considering keeping at least one of the grenades. What's in the luxury packs?
Those help you
those?
recover fatigue when you're traveling between
Nice.
islands. So I think it can be kind of, you can decide what would be kind of most meaningful to your character in that moment.
Okay.
Like maybe like
I'm
a chocolate
gonna-
bar or like that kind of stuff.
Okay. So I'm going to keep 1. I'm going to give 1... 1 to Calliope, 1 to Harper. 2 to Mabel, because you were the one you were looking the most tired when we first started this. So you can get 2. And who doesn't have a gun? Okay.
I'll take the grenade.
I'm
Who's
gonna give a
doing that?
gun. I'm gonna give a gun to Calliope and a grenade to Harper.
Oh, I'm so glad that you gave me that grenade. You have no clue what I've got planned for it.
This is the Remington shotgun, is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
Oh.
Are you saying that in character that you have no idea what I've got planned?
In character, Harper, her eyes like glaze over with excitement, and you can see that something is forming in her head as she is given this grenade.
If you were to make eye contact with Ari at the moment, you'd see that her eyes are just glinting at you. It's like, yes, I will feed into this.
Oh, good.
But we need to explode things responsibly at the same time. We need to remember safety protocols.
Of course.
But other than that, go wild. And hands you the grenade.
Fantastic. Can we still use the pickup truck to move to the next location?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fantastic. Harper is back in the driver's seat.
Does everyone else have trucks, or is it just us with this massive advantage?
I think, yeah, you've not seen anyone else with a vehicle yet. Doesn't mean there aren't, but
Nice.
yeah, you've not seen
Nice.
anyone else with a vehicle so far.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I put the grenade in the glove box.
Ari is already regretting this decision.
Getting pulled over, like, okay.
Just to be clear,
You must
the
cushion
rearview
it
mirror-
in the very least. Cushion it.
The rearview mirror is like angled to face her so she can like see herself as she's driving. I just
God.
want to be painstakingly clear on that.
I have to ask, which rear view mirror? The side ones or the one up here?
The one up here, the side
Oh,
ones,
thank God.
properly.
All of them.
The one on the driver's side is maybe angled in a little bit more than it should be, but she can still technically see behind. Do we get any followers from this?
Yes, you do. So Ari gets 9 boxes, and everyone else gets 5 boxes.
So I've got 440.
Blind spots on this truck are just egregious.
All right.
Okay, I think we're going to a crashed plane, are we not?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Fantastic. So you get in your battered pickup truck, and you roll your way over this island through these grand old oak trees, past this rapid river, and you make your way to a broad sloping hill covered in scrubby ground cover. The crash plane is clearly visible from a distance, and it's surrounded by scattered debris. And at this point is when you hear 3 klaxon sounds echoing across the island. And you know that phase 2 is about to begin, and people are going to start to die. But not until we've had a short break. So we're going to go and have a break, and we'll be back in 10-15 minutes to see who survives.
Oh boy.
Exciting.
Welcome back to our game of Deathmatch Island. We are about to leap into the Battle Royale. So, big picture, I'm going to lay out the lay of the land. As you arrive at the broken down airplane, you hear a voice over the tannoy. You didn't get much of a chance to speak to this person, but you have met them before. This is the CrossFit trainer who was so rudely plunged into the river. She announces herself and says, "My name is Sunday, and I am the leader of the Alphas, the Alpha Alliance. And anyone who wants to come against us can come back to the White Water Rapids. We'll play the challenge again, but this time with guns, this time with death." And there's a short silence. And then the tannoy flickers, if that's the right word for an audio cue, and you hear the sound of what seems like crackling flames. There's a voice you haven't heard before, and it's yelling, "The Tontine has taken down the forest. We're burning it down. Anyone who comes in our way, we will burn them to the ground." And you can indeed see in the distance there are plumes of smoke rising from a distant forest across the island.
Bastards. They're burning down trees.
You can
Burning
al-
I
down
wish
the
I could
forest,
grenade
we've got,
them.
I guess Andrew Tate for women now. Okay.
You can also see that the cultists, who you know to be called the Reborn after you socially integrated with
They are
them.
cultists? They're actual cultists?
Well, I'm using
That's
that word because you used it. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm-
okay. I thought this was a plot point that I just got from vibes.
No. I'm just using the language that was offered to me.
Fair enough.
They are gathering around the down plane, and you can see that they are discussing amongst themselves. And Callista runs up to you and says, "They're burning down the forest. They're desecrating our sacred island. We need to go and stop them." So you have several options in front of you. You can go head to head with the Alpha Alliance. You can do the Water Rapids challenge again and try and take them down lethally this time. You can go and confront the mysterious Tontine who have caused the inferno in the forest. Or you can take out the Reborn while they're distracted. You've got their trust, and you can use that against them. Or there might be a secret other option that you come up with. Let me
Camp out
just
in the crashed plane and wait for it all to blow over.
Exactly. So just to explain how the Battle Royale works, it's a series of 3 contests. The first one is Scout. You find your allies, you spy on the enemy, you survey your battleground. Each competitor can choose which capability die they roll. This is the only type of contest where you get to choose individually the capability die that you roll. The winner of the contest earns a 1d10 advantage die, which can be used once during the Battle Royale in the following 2 contests. In the Scramble, you seize control of the chaos and threats are revealed. You can either choose to defend against a threat or seize control of the situation. So there's kind of attack and defense are your 2 options. The winner of the seize contest chooses a bonus capability die for the final battle royale and decides the fate of the people present in the contest. And then for the final battle royale, this is always a deathmatch contest. Only a fraction of the remaining competitors will progress. If you all lose, then either all of your characters die or only half of you die, and some of you either some or all of you roll new characters. If you win the battle royale but lose the seize contest, you survive, but I have final say on which NPCs survive and which die. And if you win the battle royale and the seize contest, you win the day and you get to decide the fate of the NPCs. So there's a lot at stake in these 3 contests. So to start off with, what is your plan? Please discuss amongst yourselves what you want to do. Do you want to go head-to-head with the Alpha Alliance? Do you want to confront the Tontine who have set the fire? Or do you want to take out the Reborn while they're unsuspecting?
Well, of course, I'm always open to your suggestions. But what I'll say is that I think the social capital that we have right now with the Reborn is a good chance to potentially do something about them. I guess I'm not necessarily suggesting murder, but it's on the table. That's my suggestion.
Oh, I do love it when murder's on the table.
Sorry, to clarify, your suggestion is murder, or murder being on the table is your suggestion?
I'm suggesting, if the group believes that murder is the best way forward, I can aid and abet that. But, it's what do you guys think?
I'm actually out of character.
You are a very surprising person.
What's your out of character question?
How many people are with the Reborn, or is it just the 4 of them?
There is, I would say, probably about 12 people at this point.
Okay. Well, that's a number scheme and a half. Okay.
So they've lost 8. There used to be 20. Okay, good to know.
Dialing back into character. I don't... Okay. I mean, oh god, someone's gotta die, but I don't... How... We can be a bit hands-off about this. We can be a bit...
I can be hands-off in murder.
I
will say this.
I think
this island says they say this island will heal them. So if we kill them, they'll either prove that they're right or that they're wrong, but they're going to have to leave this island one way or another.
Well, my thing is, if they're going to go off into a burning forest and, I guess, sort of like wage war, do we want to sort of sit outside of that awful little numbers game and try to manage it?
I mean, they are the only allies we have right now. I don't see any reason to kill them before we.
That's what I'm saying. We don't.
Fire to trees.
We're going to have to turn on one another eventually.
There are more subtle ways of doing it than this.
Okay.
And this is not the moment, I think.
No, I'm with the doctor. Actually,
The tree people it is then.
Well, the tree people like us is the thing.
No. The people
defending the trees like us. The people burning the trees we have not yet met, I believe, and I do not like them. I think there is a time to see how bad we can be. I do not necessarily think the time is now. I think now we kind of hedge our bets and try and make alliances. And we can always betray people later.
That sounds great. Love to hedge a bet. Love hedging bets.
Forcing it towards Snake. Forcing it towards Snake.
Dragon is kicking and screaming for Snake bet.
Snake!
All right.
D8!
So production. It sounds like we're going to ally with the Reborn and go and attack the Tontines.
Great, excellent. I'm gonna say if you are allying with the Reborn, then in the scramble phase, you have a D10 advantage die that you can that one of you can use. You have to decide amongst yourself who's going to use it. It might be the one who has the worst stats for whatever particular thing they're doing. So let's see. You make your way over to Callisto and Pratima and put your heads together and try and cram as many of the Reborn into the pickup truck as you can. Start heading towards the source of the smoke. And so, as you arrive in this hellish landscape where trees are falling down, disintegrating into ash, birds are flying away from the devastation, let's start the contest. So, whoever wants to begin can. First, I need to roll to see what the difficulty is.
Roll low. Roll low. Roll low.
So is this for us sneaking up on the Tontine?
Yes, this is kind of sneaking
Like
up,
the
surveying the
stealth
battleground, spying on them.
Nice.
Okay, so the Tontine have a D8 for their name die. They have Focus D10, High Strung D10, and Fierce D10.
Jesus.
Oh. Wow.
Oh no.
It's just their highest, right?
Yeah,
Plus-
it's just their highest plus the plus 4.
Oh, yeah.
So it's another 9.
999, are you joking?
Someone
Get us off
call
this
help.
island! Get us off this island!
So whoever wants to go first can announce themselves and assemble their dice pool. And you don't need to say what you're doing until we've wrapped up all the dice rolls.
And just to clarify, this is still the scout phase, or
Yes.
we're now in scramble? Okay, so we can each choose how we want to approach this. It doesn't have to be snake mode.
Yes, absolutely. One of you could be distracting them with social game or doing something completely different.
Does anyone want to get started, or shall I?
You go.
Sure.
If you so wish.
The entire ride there, Calliope actually has been sitting in the bed of the truck along with Callisto and Pratima, and the entire time there, she has been giving them like a motivational hype speech, because she's saying, like, I was so touched by everything that you were saying about being healed and blah blah blah, and just I can feel like the essence of the island with you, and so she is going to attempt to use her social skills to propel them forward such that they like spearhead whatever situation is happening with the Tontine. So I will take my name dice. I'm going to say that encouraging someone to do their best and to be their best selves and to believe in themselves is relevant to being an elementary school teacher. So I will take
primary school teacher.
take a D8, and then my social game is a D8 as well. Calliope Lee, elementary school teacher, giving everyone else hot air. So there we go.
Beautiful.
Wait, are we supposed to have D8s for occupation?
Oh, my name? Okay. I should be rolling a D6 and not a D8. I will redo that one. Good catch.
Sorry.
No. I want you to call me out on it.
I was saying I didn't have the deal.
That is a 6, a 5, and a 3.
Amazing. So, yeah, 11. Beautiful.
Okay. We take those.
Who's up next?
I think Mabel's up next, and I am going to try to social game this, but like when we get to the thing and actually scout, because Dynamite seems like the type of person who would take this upon herself as, I don't know, something watchful disposition, I guess, real guard vibes off this woman. So Mabel is going to like go out with her scouting, presuming she goes, and I guess try to build trust that way, which I believe is it's babysitting a little bit. Is it caretaking?
Yeah, I'd say you can add that.
In that case, caretaker name dice social game. D6, D6, D8. Mabel Winter dropped out sophomore year. Currently fucking up real bad. 2, 4, 1. So that is at best a 6.
Okie dokie.
Do we? I'm not gonna take this advantage die actually.
I think that you should, because you were the one who succeeded the most in the first challenge with the reborn. So I think if any of us get it, it should actually be you.
Okay.
That is fair.
You know what?
They trust you the most.
I will not argue with you on that. In that case, I'm rolling what, a D10?
D10, yeah.
Don't let them down.
Oh God. Come on. That went onto the floor. Oh, that looked like a 1 for a second. I was about to cry. No, it's a 7. We're fine.
Ooh.
Oh God.
So that's a 30. Wait, no. What was your highest of the other dice?
My highest of the other die was 4, so that's an 11.
11.
Oh, good.
Nice,
Good.
nice.
Oh my God, absolutely carried.
Excellent. Ari, Harper, who is next? And what does your little Chiron say?
Can I change what my Chiron says, actually?
Yeah, you can.
Mine would say... Sorry, go on.
Okay. I think Mabel's doing a good job of building trust. I think Mabel's doing a very bad job of scouting. So,
well, hopefully Ari will be the opposite.
Yeah,
so
God willing.
I feel like at this point, Ari says, "Doctor," and then the rest of it kind of glitches out. Nuclear engineer. And the little bit underneath, what would that say at this point? Something about something ominous but kind of beautiful, like before an explosion there is always the quiet, or something like that, to indicate that even though things are really subtle now, they're about to get really loud. And she will be... Are we all still in the truck, sorry, or are we actively getting out of the truck and sneaking around in the woods?
It's entirely up to you.
I think she'd get out of the truck, and I think she'd sneak into some undergrowth, and I think she would get her assault rifle and start trying to focus on whoever is kind of... Is there like a central person who is lighting these fires that she can spot, maybe?
Very possible. We won't know until after you've rolled if you're.
Okay, fair. She's going to try and attempt to spot that person, and even if she doesn't fire at them, she's at least going to fire a warning shot.
Excellent.
So what do I include for that? So I've got my name. Job. Does occupation count? I don't know.
I would say no, but I'd be willing to hear an impassioned plea.
I mean, my only impassioned plea I have is that she's used to having to be calm under pressure and deal with very kind of unstable elements. And so she's dealing with something that is actively on fire. She's dealing with a gun. She has to be able to focus and make sure all the elements come together in the way she wants to.
I'd say, yeah.
So that works. Cool. Thank you. So that's 6/6. And then would this be snake mode?
Yes, I think so. I think
so. It's an 8, a 6, and a 6. Okie dokie.
Letting that thing speak for the tree.
And if you're using an acquisition, then you can add a number of d4s equal to the tier of your weapon. However, using a weapon will make the contest dangerous, I believe. Yes. Instead of marking fatigue when you fail, you mark 1 injury instead.
Yes. And is that for everyone or just for the person? I'm assuming it's like everyone involved.
I think it is. I think it's everyone involved. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I'm not.
Are we happy with doing this, or would you like her just to be kind of targeting?
Oh wait, no, it's dangerous for them, so it's only dangerous for Ari.
Then it's personal.
Oh, that's fine. We'll go ahead then.
Okie dokie.
risking your own skin is absolutely fine.
Yeah. So, how many d4s am I adding?
So in the top left, there should be a number next to the shotgun on your character sheet.
Oh, it's that. So it's a 3.
So if you roll 3d4, and you can add the highest one to your 2 highest dice.
Got it. So for the d6s, that was a 3 and a 2. For the d8, it was a 1. So that's a 3 and the 2 is 5. And then I rolled 3 4s on the d4, so that's 9. It hits it.
Most suspenseful.
It just hits it. It just hits it. I realised that as I was doing the maths, I thought I'd failed.
The solution guns, apparently.
Literally got a row of 3 d4s, all with a 4 on. And then the most abysmal numbers for everything else.
Brilliant. So you've now used your acquisition. So that is erased. But you have succeeded. And Harper, what are you gonna do? What's your tagline?
It's like Harper Hoffman 32 ? Nova Makeup founder. And then it just has a what she got her eye on. Harper gets out of the truck and she starts kind of sizing. She's clearly like looking for something. She seems to be scouting out the competition, which I think is relevant to my occupation. And she's clearly looking for an angle on something. And because it's strategy and tactics, I get to roll Deathmatch for this one.
Are you planning?
Oh, I've had something in my head for a hot minute. I'm so ready.
Nice.
Is this the grenade?
If you're using the grenade, you get to add the d4s to the.
I'm saving the grenade for the assault thing.
Cool.
So that's an 8 on my d8. And the other 2 on the d6s were 2s, so 10.
10. Fantastic. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone has succeeded.
That was stressful.
But we have two who have the same score. So before we go into narration, let's determine who is best. So Mabel and Calliope, please roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
4.
2.
Calliope is best. So you
Of the two, not of everyone, right?
Yes, of everyone, because you and Mabel got 11, Harper got 10, and Ari got 9.
Oh yeah, I did get 11. Okay.
Oh God, she's been struggling to keep out of the limelight so hard that she accidentally propelled herself straight into it. Okay. Ooh, that's scary.
All right. So, starting with Ari, how do you succeed in giving your team an edge in preparing for the assault on the Tontine?
So I think I'm
going to say, since you have succeeded, you do manage to spot who is instigating this. And you hear someone run up to this kind of scraggly looking man who has kind of ginger tousled hair and says, Galloway, we've set the fires 2 miles down that way, so we should be fully covered. And he's like, great, fantastic. And yeah, this does seem to be the man in charge. He seems to go by Galloway, and you have him in your sights.
I would like to shoot him. Not lethally, but just... I'm gonna quickly check the lines and veils for a second. See if there's anywhere I shouldn't shoot him. Other than the ones I've submitted. No, I think we're good. I'd like it just to kind of, if she can get an accurate shot, just kind of like nick the lobe of his ear. Because I know for a fact that is something that causes a lot of blood while being relatively harmless. I just want to alarm him a little bit.
Nice.
And hopefully not deafen him in the process. So I fire towards like around this area, hoping it will either hit his shoulder or like just brush his ear.
Yeah.
Ideally, I want it to just brush him so that he knows that someone is there.
Fantastic. You absolutely do manage it. The bullet grazes the lobe of his ear.
Graze, thank you, that's the word.
And blood starts to trickle down his neck, and he turns, looks at his fingers, sees the blood on them, and is like, what the fuck is happening?
So I'm like giving my friends time to like prepare an ambush if they wish to.
Fantastic. Harper, what do you do with your success?
There's like a cut to Harper in the confessional, and she's like, I didn't ask Ari to do that, but honestly, they couldn't have given me a better like setup.
Honestly, slay.
Like,
it's a play button.
And like you can see like, and then it kind of cuts to a shot of like Harper looking from the truck. Like she sits herself inside of the truck and kind of looks to where the people are and looks to where they are likely to move. As they get into defensive positions, and it cuts back to the confessional, and she's like, people are herd animals. When there's danger, they group and they flee together. And that's it for her like scouting phase.
I realised what this reminds me of, and it's Parks and Rec.
Oh my God.
Incredible, absolutely incredible.
Parks and Rec,
It's like the little interview framing, and then the cutaway to stuff happening.
Yeah, Parks and Rec, WRECK.
Parks and Recon is what this is.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Mabel. What do you do with your success?
Here's the thing. I don't think Mabel. It cuts to her Chiron, and it's Mabel getting hard carried right now because I don't think she's terribly helpful for Fatima. while she's scouting. However, I think by the time they are done scouting, like, they are the godparents of each other's children. They are tight as fuck.
Oh.
I'm gonna say you can mark down a trust with Pratima for that. And Calliope, how are you best?
So the entire drive over in this crammed truck bed, it's just like filled to the brim by with as many people. I know you said 12, maybe 12 can fit. I don't know if you just like put your hands on your knees and whatnot. And the entire ride over is just Calliope at first like artificially like and non-justifiably giving like a social boost or like helping them feel like they're doing a good job, but eventually like her actual elementary school teacher brain kicks in and it starts to sound very genuine, and she's saying things like, you know, I always tell my students when they are in my classroom that they are problem solvers, they are critical thinkers, and they are creative thinkers. And, you know, I can see that this island has opened your mind to being your most creative, most, you know, self-assured self. And I want you to know that I fully, and like she has like Callistro's hands like in her hands, and she's got like the like teacher, you know, hand pat on it. She's like, you know, I believe that anything you put your mind to, you can do. I think as you know, as long as you trust yourself and you trust everyone around you, you're going to do absolutely amazing. I want you to get out there and, you know, stop these people from destroying your forest, this thing that you love. And then by the time the truck parks, it's like the fire of these words has like filled this entire group, and they're like, yes, yes. So yeah. Hopefully.
I wasn't laughing at what you were saying.
Mhm.
I was laughing at the fact you said problem solvers and then talked about being creative. And in my head, I just had Ari going, ah, yes, create problems. And then going off to fire the gun.
When
Just
I tell
amalgamating
you
the two together.
yes,
Completely
when I
mishearing the
tell
rest of it and be
you
like,
that half of the documents I have in the folder for Calliope is just motivational posters from actual elementary school classrooms.
That's beautiful.
Do you have the think before you speak one? Is
we might get there later.
Is it necessary? Is it kind? Because you are going to have this whole cult thinking before going through the whole checklist before they do anything.
Don't run in the corridors.
Callisto looks deep into Calliope's eyes and says, I can see the spirit of the island is within you, child. You have given me strength like no one ever has. And she kind of puts a hand on your forehead in a sort of blessing pose, and you can mark down one trust with Callisto.
Great.
Whether you want it or not. And you also get a D10 advantage die that you can use throughout the rest of this phase 2. So next up is the scramble. Competitor seize control of the chaos and threats are revealed. The threat that you, if you can use someone in your group to defend against the threat is that the fire separates you from each other and no one can use trust for the rest of phase 2. Your allies are gunned down by the tontine. So you can it's entirely up to you how many of you spend your roll to defend against the threat and how many use your roll to seize the situation for your advantage. So there's 2 threats. The one threat is the fire separating you, and the other is the reborn get gunned down.
I would like to, I have an idea. I want to seize the situation. So if we're separated, Harper has stayed by the car this entire time, and so like she's looking through the fire, and she's like, okay, I know where the Tontine are moving to, and I know where our people are moving to try and get them. And she's just kind of hoping against hope that none of her allies are going to go straight into the fray. And she's going to like vocally kind of start directing the Reborn towards the Tontine.
We have the same thought because I think Calliope's doing the exact same thing.
But she is very specifically keeping back. And as she's doing this, she gets into the pickup truck and starts maneuvering it into a certain direction. So I would like to. So I've got my name. I don't have my occupation for this, but I would like to take a fatigue and use 2 capabilities instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use the social game, and I would like to use deathmatch
Nice.
as I strategize and get people where I want them to be.
Sweet. I think I need to roll again for the next contest. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just gonna roll that for ease of time. The highest is an 8, so plus 4.
No.
So it's a 12 to beat for this one.
Question: can I use the truck keys as an acquisition in this and give myself a D4?
Ooh.
Interesting. Vehicle can be used as an advantage die.
What does that mean?
So you can, I'm going to say you can add a D10 to your roll if you're using the truck, but then it will be used up.
Yes, this will certainly use it up.
We have to go on foot now.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Toyota Tacoma. You will be missed.
Hey, Maddie. Can I just negotiate with you for a second?
Yes.
Can I use the die
Spoke
here,
like a true crime boss.
but narratively use it in the next phase? So no die associated with it, but narratively use it for the final phase.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, I'm happy to make that trade specifically.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. Narratively, the truck is still alive after this contest.
Mm-hmm. This is me. Like, I got my sights out. I am now teeing up, and I'm gonna drive this home in the last one, assuming I roll successfully. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That is a 6 and a 7 for 13.
Amazing. You have beat the target number. Okay.
It's terrifying that that's still only just.
I know.
Pop on both of those dice.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right. Who is following up Harper? This is a deathmatch contest because you are fully going in guns blazing, it appears.
Yes, and we can
Wait,
defend
is
from the
this-
threat, or we can attack.
There's another phase after this, right?
Yes, there is another phase after this.
So this is
that
the scramble.
Yes, this is the scramble, which is a deathmatch contest, and the battle royale is the phase after, which is also a deathmatch contest because it has to be.
I was going to add. So to the point, do we want to have 2 people seizing control, and then, I guess Dr. Yurkowski and Mabel try to run defense on the 2 things that are absolutely about to get us?
So just to clarify, what exactly is it that Harper is trying to do? Just so I know I've got it correct. Or rather, what can the doctor tell that you're doing from seeing you do it? What would I
I'm
assume?
herding people in a single direction, and I am aiming my truck in the direction that they are being herded into.
Okay, cool. So I think from that she would guess that you're about to use this truck as a weapon. Okay.
So you are attacking. We have one attacker and then 3 that aren't decided. I think
you have 2 threats. Either
Yes.
the fire separating you or your allies being gunned down.
Calliope will defend. I spoke too soon when Taylor mentioned the truck. I assumed she meant we're gonna hang back and like defend with the truck, but I see I was wrong. So Calliope will defend. What she will do. You said the first threat is the fire, and the second threat is the guns from the town team. I think that what Calliope will do is tear off little bits of her coveralls and tie them in visible spots very akin to kindergarten sashes on the arms of a bunch of people, and certainly in spots for all of her teammates that aren't covered, so that we can better visually identify each other.
Excellent.
So that's name die.
That is
My
such a
occupation.
Yes, you get occupate. I like.
And this
surely.
is deathmatch.
Yes.
Deathmatch dice.
This is
I will
adorable.
also expend a trust die with. I'll do it with Harper. And what I'll say is, because I know Harper is the one who's going to be the physically furthest from me. So while I'm tying the sash, I will whisper in her ear something along the lines of, when we take big swings, the only thing you can do is fail to take it. And I'll expend a trust die. And what does that give me for her thing?
That gives you a d6, I believe, because it's the same as Harper's name die.
So I will roll these 3, and then I'll just roll another one.
Great.
Ominous motivation is my favorite thing.
And I'm adding the 2 highest.
Yes.
It's a 5 and a 4. So I don't think that succeeds.
Unfortunately, that does not in this case.
That's totally fine.
We have one more threat that needs to be defended against, which is the Reborn being gunned down, and someone can try and seize the situation with Harper.
Yeah.
Is that a threat?
I have an idea, unless you want to do it.
I thought we had the threat of the forest fire and the Reborn being gunned down.
That's true, actually. Can someone double stack with me since I failed, or do they not?
Yes, that is true. You can double stack.
Because Mabel is going to try to take the threat of the Reborn being gunned down on account of she's literally with Pradima right now.
Cool.
100%.
I was going to help Harper out. Potentially.
So if you don't defend against the fire, then you will be separated and you can't use trust in the final phase of the battle royale.
Harper kind of has this, is the thing.
Yeah, how do we stop ourselves being separated in that way? How do we, like, what kind of action do we have to take in order to defend against the fire?
All you have to do is win the contest, and then you can retroactively describe what you did to defend against it.
I think all of us need to stick together as much as we can. I think on Ari's part, she's already had a focus on, forgive me, his name's gone out of my head, I'm afraid. The leader of the...
Galloway,
thank you. She's already had a focus on Galloway. She's got her gun trained on this group. I think she's going to try and form a kind of pincer movement with Harper and kind of come up behind them and like keep herding them in the way that Harper also wants them to go, to make sure if they try to come back, she is there with her gun. So, and I'd like to, when rolling, take a trust die with Harper on that because it would be a team up. So that would be a d6. With the thing, obviously her name is coming up. I think it's restored a little bit, so it'd be Dr. Ari and then glitching. Again, I think nuclear engine and then the ER at the end is glitched. And then this would be... Oh, it's all deathmatch, isn't it?
Yes.
Would it also be snake? Can you have more than one?
If you spend a trust, you can add... I think you can add an additional capability.
You have to mark fatigue and use...
Oh, mark fatigue, that's it.
Would I be marking an injury instead? Or was that just the previous phase?
That would just be the previous phase because you no longer have your weapon.
So I'm going to mark a fatigue and use snake mode as well as deathmatch. So it's a d8, a d6, d6 for my name, d6 from Harper's name. I'm guessing occupation doesn't come in. So that is 3 d6s and a d8, I believe. 13. It was a 5, a 2, and a 6. So 13.
Incredible. Fantastic.
5 and 6 is 11.
5, a 2, and a 6.
Oh, did you have a d4?
You
oh, wait, no, I...
You add your
sorry,
two highest.
so a 5 and a 6, so yeah, 11.
11, unfortunately not quite enough.
Oh no.
It matters.
It's because I did the dice separately. I
Mm.
thought I was adding up those two and then that. No, that's fair. So, yeah, 11. 6 and a 5.
All right. And
Sorry,
maybe...
I didn't want to make you fail, but also...
No, that's fine. I thought because I was rolling more that I was including more in the final pool.
It's fine. It's for the plot.
It's for the
Is it
plot.
is it always the top two, no matter
It's
how many
always
you
the
roll?
top two, and then whenever you add d4s, it's the highest d4. So the d4s are always extra.
Fair.
So yeah, it's the highest of the main pool, and then the highest d4. The highest two of the
Fair
main
enough.
pool, and then the highest d4.
Yes, that does just fail then.
Okie dokie. All right, Mabel, bring us home.
Oh God. I think I'm gonna lay out the dice I'm gonna try to roll for this and then go from there. Okay. I'm going to try to roll name caretaker. I'm gonna take a fatigue, roll social game, and roll deathmatch, and then I'm also going to utilize the power of the Remington shotgun.
Fantastic.
86 is a D8, and then 2d4. And with that, I think what Mabel is going to try to do is essentially, like, because they were trying to gun down all of the Reborn. And I think... I don't know if we're going to stay together because we sort of thoroughly failed that, but if I can, I guess, do one and mitigate the other, it's like Mabel going, like, sort of falling back with Fatima and, like, sort of getting all the stragglers, anyone who's got, like, a little tied off, like, wristband, like, scrap of fabric, and getting them, so, like, what I guess is, like, just a second group, and trying to, like, fend off from people trying to, like, guerrilla tactics them in the woods.
Perfect.
Which is... Oh, God. Oh, this is so unbelievably fucked. Not a single thing got above a 4.
Oh, at least one person succeeded.
So
Well,
what are
wait,
your...
If the D4 is a 4, then that
The
brings you to
D8
12.
was a 4. The D8 was a 4. Everything... I'm going to bring up all these dice. 3 on a D6, 1 on a D6, 3 on a D6, 4 on a D8, 1 on a D4, 1 on a D4. It's bad over here.
Yeah, 3 failures? Did we get 3 failures?
So what were your two highest of the dice that aren't d4s?
3 and a 4.
3 and a 4.
7.
So that's an 8 total.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we failing. We failing.
It's so unbelievably bad.
So, all right.
Harper will win the challenge for once.
Starting
I told
with
you were going to get this one.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to jinx it.
So
Another
starting
thing.
with Mabel, how do you fail to protect the reborn from being gunned down by the Tontine?
Oh. What a question.
I think at some point early on in trying to do this, it gets turned into a fist fight, and Mabel is immediately knocked the fuck out. And by the time she comes to, like, not in the same place, everyone they were trying to get back to the rest of the Reborn is like dead, including Protima, and Mabel like wakes up with her kind of over her.
Oops.
Like body on top of her, bleeding on it. Like, it's not fun.
Oops.
And apologies, I have to issue a correction. Deathmatch contests are always dangerous, so if you fail, you mark 1 injury instead of 1 fatigue.
Okay.
Oh.
So
So-
I
Would
used the fatigue, but I'm also marking an
getting to
injury.
use social gain.
Yes.
Fatigue and injury?
Just injury for failing.
Because I used the fatigue when I was rolling. So I'm also marking an injury for this round.
So how is
boy.
Mabel injured in this fight?
Well, she did get her ass thoroughly beat. Like, broken nose, her head is ringing. She's like probably concussed.
We already barely remembered anything, and now she remembers even less.
CTE, baby! Let's go!
No!
Oh dear.
So Pratima's down. A good portion of the Reborn are down. Okay, Calliope, how do you fail to keep everyone together in the fire?
Pretty easily, turns out. And this will also explain the injury. So in order for these plum-colored bands to get fashioned around people, you need a lot of fabric. The sleeve from here all the way to the arm, I removed from my own coveralls. So now I've just got one sleeve. It turns out that a different colored fabric is not going to help very much when there's raging inferno, possibly a car plowing into everyone, and also like blood everywhere, making it so that every garment is red no matter what happens. I will also say that these coveralls, they're clothing, they're protective, and me lacking a sleeve, when I see Mabel go down, Calliope's first instinct is to reach out to try to like get at her, and in the process receives second degree burns and possibly patches of third degree burns all up that exposed arm. She screams and falls to the forest floor and is completely separated from her teammates.
Wow, yeah. Okay, Ari, it is time for you to describe how you failed.
Oh, okay. So Ari is basically skulking around at the back of this group, thinking how she can help Harper achieve her goal of getting all these people in the same place. I think while she is doing that, I think it could be something as innocuous as she, trips and injures her ankle, or something happens that means that she kind of like either like the recoil of the gun or the butt of the gun kind of slams into her shoulder, and whatever shot she was going to take, or whatever kind of target she had on anyone's back, is completely thrown off, and she is distracted. Like, I don't think because I was one short or something like that. So I don't think it would be too massively catastrophic in terms of injury or consequence, hopefully. But I think she's definitely like thrown off her rhythm and takes an injury, say to her shoulder, or like if she falls, it would be to her ankle or whatever it is, like a kind of superficial kind of tweak to something, and just completely loses track of what's going on for a moment as she falls.
All right.
So yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Harper, how do you seize the opportunity in this combat?
So Harper is in the driver's seat of the truck, and she's like looking through the flames, and like the camera kind of zooms in to try and see what she can see, and it's just shadows moving behind. Like it can't quite get a good look. And she's like very commanding, very bossy, just like directing the like whoever's left standing of the Reborn like to a position. You know. And she looks in the rearview mirror, and the camera catches it from the back, and she winks and like opens the door of the truck. And we just cut to the confessional, and it's just like Harper sat in the chair, like eyes closed, fingers crossed.
Getting into the confessional somehow.
So, Harper, you get to choose a bonus capability die for the Battle Royale, and you get to decide the fate of those present. So, of the people in your sights, what happens to them?
Well, I think it depends on how my next roll goes, but I would like everyone to have kind of congregated where I want them.
Fantastic.
Like, it can be a fist fight, it can be a brawl, but there is a sizable group of our adversaries and some of our allies where I have pointed them to.
Fantastic. That absolutely happens. Okay. Next up is your follower count. So, Harper, you get to tick off 12 boxes.
Oh my
People
goodness.
love murder.
Wow.
This is the murder game.
You're nearly at the
Oh,
threshold for
God.
things.
There's
I'm
someone out
not.
there analyzing your KD ratio right now.
You only need like... Oh no, you weren't at 19. Never mind.
10, 11, 12. Okay, I am at 23.
Oh.
Nice. And everyone else, unfortunately, only marks one new follower box because you failed.
20.
Halfway there.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Nice.
Okay. So the Battle Royale is always a deathmatch contest. Only a fraction of the remaining competitors will progress to the next island. We've already had some losses for the Reborn. The remaining Reborn are engaged in a brawl with the Tontine. So let's see what the target number will be.
So after this, do we then get the chance to head on somewhere else, or is that like do
That's
we
the
then
end
get
of this island.
taken to the next island? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's another
So it's always
12.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled. Oh wait, no, sorry. I completely missed that. That I'd rolled a 10 on a d10, so that is a 14 that you have to beat.
I was gonna joke, hey, I bet the amendment is it's actually a 13, guys. Lol.
Ah, God.
Another
No way it's gonna be higher, right?
girls on the monkey's paw.
I made the
Injuries,
mistake of
another
rolling a
one, another
percentile
one.
die and completely misreading it for a second, and I'm like, oh wait, no, that's 10.
No.
So the number
Okey-doke.
to beat is 14.
Number to
Yes.
beat is 14.
I don't think. Can we beat that?
What if we left? What if...
I can.
That's actually a good question.
I have the potential to.
Because we
Touch
cannot use
wood. Touch
trust.
wood.
We cannot use
No.
trust.
That's fine. I don't need it.
Oh,
We
good.
can't use trust.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, can't use
Okay.
trust. But what is the extra capability that players can use for this battle royale?
I am going to say the extra capability that they can use is snake mode, because the flames and the smoke are obscuring us.
Thank you. Fantastic. Okay. Who wants to announce their entry into the contest first and assemble their dice pool?
Your Honor, I would love the pleasure
Please.
of going first in
Go
this
ahead.
one.
It would
Okay.
also be my pleasure.
Okay. So, Harper Hoffman, D6. Crime boss, because I'm definitely doing some illegal things.
You're owning it now.
D6. Snake mode, D6. Deathmatch, D8. Grenade, D4. Yes! Okay. 2 6s on the D6s for 12. A 3 on the D4 for 15.
No.
Oh my god!
No.
People go
The
die.
3 was my lowest. On the other D6, I got a 4, and on the D8, I got a 4. Your Honor.
Your
Not
Honor,
I
how
will
I
hold
don't have to
you.
make
Clutch
another
roll and a
character.
half. That is a clutch roll and a half.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I will hold.
All right.
Wow.
Excellent start. Who wants to try and follow that up?
Roll.
I guess I'll go ahead and go just because I don't know that I'm going to overly complicate it. So the it says Calliope Lee, elementary school teacher, and then it'll say named after a muse, but not amused. And it used
Excellent.
the Calliope. So she's fallen last time we saw her. She fell to her knees in the forest undergrowth, not being able to save or what she believes to be saving Mabel. But from this position, she's not casting a shadow above like the licking flames, and she's kind of standing on the outer edge of it. What she's going to do, you finally see with no one around her for the first time in this game, her expression of like, I don't know, whatever she was doing with other people completely drops off her face. You see she has just a stone cold expression. She looks at her arm, her right arm. She sees that it's like beginning to like crust over and like not become mobile. She moves it in a position and she cocks the Remington right on top of it. And she is going to attempt to watch for the first bitch that gets in her sights. What I would like to do is spend one to add my social game, which is the D8. And what I will do is mimic the cries of someone who is injured or in pain. And let's roll.
Incredible.
All it took was being pushed to the brink in emotional anguish. Okay, great.
Fantastic. Okay. Who is up next?
Okay, I feel like just to get up and get away from the fire and get through the undergrowth might be challenge beast then, so I'll add a d6 for that.
Cool.
D6 for name. Would anything use my occupation as a nuclear engineer?
I think they teach you like fire safety training in that.
I'm thinking about like fire and just fire. That's as far as my thought got.
Are you
If
using
you'll
your
allow like
grenade?
lab
Because then
lab safety and
Well, a
defiance
lot of that's
thereof.
fire safety, so it does to it. I think there's something.
She's about to flout every single fire safety rule, but she's aware of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knowing's half the battle.
That's
Losing
3d6
never half,
so
but
far. D6 for deathmatch, D8 for snake, and I've got 1d4 because she's gonna have a drink of booze from her luxury pack.
wait, are you not using your grenade?
Do I not get to save my equipment for the next thing? Do I get to take it to the next island?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Either that or I launch a grenade and make things worse.
Entirely
We're
up to
in the
you.
deathmatch portion.
What do we... Let's see if we succeed, and then let's see what plan people support. Because if it doesn't succeed, then it doesn't really matter. Or she could throw the booze bottle. That works too.
Either way, it's only spending one.
Either way, she takes a swig and throws the rest of it. Let's say that. So 1, 2, 3. I rolled 4d6s. I got 2 6s out of those, a 4 and a 5. I got a 6 on my d8, and I got a 2 on my d4. So that's
14.
2 6s plus a 2. That is 14.
Meets it, beats it.
Oh, okay.
You've done it.
Maths.
This is intense.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Do math under pressure now.
3 for 4.
Oh gosh.
Absolutely buck wild.
Okay, what's Mabel gonna roll? What's the TV screen saying?
Oh my god. I think I am about to just make a character decision here.
That's
Mabel
a sentence
Harper.
to hear.
It's never a good sentence to hear. Mabel Harper.
I love it.
30 years old. Mabel Harper, 30 years old, college dropout. And then for the little like tagline on the Chiron, it says, "Couldn't save them either." And I'm going to roll and then figure out what happens. Fuck me. Okay, so we're rolling. What, deathmatch snake mode name?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna spend a fatigue, but I can try to get social game on this. Oh my god, yeah, no, fuck it.
Oh no.
Full disclosure, I had to roll I think max on anything. I had to roll 8 and 6. I rolled a 6 on the D8, and highest thing I rolled on the D6 was a 3. So, beans it. Alright.
So whereabouts is everyone in game? Like, relative to each other?
We're separated by the fire.
Like we're all completely separated from each other.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I might.
So I can't see anyone else. Okay.
Can I contend that slightly and not in a helpful way? Because.
Because you won the seas, you and enough of you won the battle royale, you do get to decide the fate of all the NPCs in this situation. Mabel does take an injury for failing, but other than that, it is a successful outcome.
Can I show you what I'm imagining? Where people are? This is what I'm imagining.
Okay. I was
The
thinking
car
if
was
I
left.
see...
Driven partway through. This is me on the outside.
Yeah.
This is, you've got the gun here, but you we're trying to prevent movement, and then here I've got homegirl. So that's how I'm imagining it right now.
I was thinking at the very least Mabel and Calliope were near each other, but like also Mabel is, I'm going to say, just still like barely conscious.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
was
think-
just going to say, like, sorry, go on.
I think she gets enough consciousness to move. Someone sees her, like puts one in her shoulder, and she's back out.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, if anyone is like visibly injured, the doc would totally like chuck the rest of the alcohol at them to clean the wound. But if I can't see anyone to do that,
Hi, are you
Regardless of the
barely
fact
hanging on to consciousness? Have some alcohol
Yeah.
sprayed on.
no, yeah, to clean it.
Yeah, exactly.
The
It
logic
makes-
checks.
It
The
makes
logic
sense,
checks
you know.
out.
You're not
It's like
medical
throwing the
doctor. It's
healing
fine.
But if we're obscured by fire, throwing it through the fire will make things infinitely worse for us.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
why
then
I
it
was
turns into a
checking.
Molotov cocktail is the problem.
That's exactly what. Well, there's a plan in that somewhere. I might leave some of it in the bottom and stash it for next time.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't. No, I can't use it again. Must have used it. Can I? Damn it.
Does that
It's-
mean Mabel has 2 injuries?
Yes, I was also going to ask about that because Because I think
Yeah, what
that
happens
is
on the
advanced.
second one? An
That is an
advancement, right?
Yeah, that is an advancement. So pick one of the advancements, not the special advancements, but just the regular advancements, and you can have that come into effect immediately.
Okay.
Ooh, what are the advancements?
I want to advance
What are they?
D6 capability die to D8.
Okay.
That's really good.
And I need to. You know what? No one else has challenge beasts. Fuck it, we ball challenge.
Yeah!
It's the most
I was hoping
appropriate.
you would
I
do
respect it.
Yeah, trying to crawl yourself out of something while you are so thoroughly concussed and then getting shot for it
It
is,
fits
I think,
narratively.
yeah, it's challenge beast makings. It's a backstory for someone who's hard as fuck in the future. But right now,
Yes, we're building her.
no, Mabel's gonna make it out of this and start hitting the gym hard.
Character development.
Fantastic. Okay, so we have figured out what happened to Mabel. For now, Ari, how do you contribute to the success of the team in this battle?
I genuinely don't know if she does.
You at least don't fail.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the very least she gets up off the ground. And like I think she throws the gun down in the hope that like A, to get rid of the weight for a second, and B, in the hope that if any of her friends need it, they'll be able to pick it up and at the very least use it as like a defense or a block. I think are they all together in one group? All of the people, our allies and our adversaries?
I believe so, yeah.
They're all
But who really is your ally on Deathmatch Island?
Okay. I think she takes a swig of alcohol. I think she gets some material off her suit, and I think she makes a Molotov cocktail and yeets it. Just to make things worse. Yeah. She wishes there were a way to stop the fire altogether, but that's not going to happen at the moment, so might as well like get the people who started it. But she's going to purposefully aim it. Can I tell who's who?
Yes.
Or am I
you
throwing just completely?
there is a lot of smoke, so it is difficult to tell, but you do know what the Reborn look like, and so any strangers would by necessity be the Tontine.
Okay, I'm gonna try and target the Tontine as much as I can with my 14.
Fantastic. And we have 2 15s, so we need another name die roll to see who is best.
Oh, wow.
6.
5.
5.
Oh!
And roll again.
Oh, shit.
Need to keep rolling until we have a winner.
You're just
6.
both so good.
5.
I got a 6 on my second one.
Yay!
Ooh, Harper, absolutely
You know, makes
crushing
sense.
it.
Makes sense. This car thing makes sense.
Yeah,
This is your thing.
the dice are
Yeah.
telling a story, and the story is car.
Story is great.
All right, Calliope, how do you contribute to the fight?
Still one knee on the ground, burned and charred, like hardened hand under the Remington shotgun. She's watching the figures in the fire. The few people who look as if they're going to make it out of the what I'll call splash zone that Harper has set up. We're picking them off. So what Calliope does is she does her best, like sort of like come over here to escape like the flames thing, and as they come, you start hearing cracking sounds as the Remington fires over and over again at people. And what I'm going to say is the reason why I don't have it anymore, the weapon, one person, she does not aim well enough. They come close enough that she can see them. She's got them in the knee or something, and they're going to make it out, and she takes the back of the shotgun and shoves them back into the fire, and the weapon disappears, the person disappears, and you just see she takes a step back and just watches.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
A primary school teacher.
Creative solutions.
It was so wholesome up until this one point.
Yeah.
We are not talking out of turn in Miss Lee's class.
Okay, Harper,
And the woman of the hour.
bring us home.
So, like Harper is missing all of this. She has gone off like a little ways into the wood, and she comes back carrying like a heavy stone, and she's just like sauntering over. Like she turns on the track. She pops the stone on the gas, but it's like still got the brake on. She just takes the grenade out of the glove box, undoes the pin and closes the glove box again, takes it off a park, slams the door, and like smacks it on the pickup bed like it's a horse. And you just see it like driving into the flames towards this group of brawling people. And she very much watches it, and as the explosion happens, like a little smile graces her face, and she turns around and winks at the camera and begins to walk off as a second bigger explosion occurs. And she then goes looking for her people because she doesn't know where they are. And like she's just like, it's literally just explosions behind her, and she's just like casually walking away.
Beautiful.
Damn.
Absolutely incredible.
Wow.
So
Some very well-adjusted people in this group, I can tell.
So as this island comes to an end, we're going to go through a brief montage. And I would like a moment from each of you as you hear the announcement that the battle royale is over, that there is a boat waiting for you at one of the docks, and you are to proceed there as fast as you can. So, Mabel, what is a moment from you as you head towards the docks for the next island?
When do we do the flashbacks? Because you did say.
Yes, that is coming up.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it for that then. Mabel got the absolute dog fuck beaten out of her during that. Just such a bad. I love it when games have this sort of philosophy of failing into experience. It's so fun. She is hobbling. She is barely upright. And she is just like, usually she's like almost saying something or like stuttering a bit or like trying to get a word in, and she's silent and like she's not making any attempt at communication. She is just sort of staring dead down the entire time. And I think you all do, even when she's up and moving, you do have to usher her a little bit. Like it's not terribly under her own power at the moment. But she's not doing much except bleeding, really.
All right. And Ari, what is a moment from you as you come out of this hellish situation and make your way to the docks?
Okay. Out of character a second, what trees did you say they were? Were they oak trees?
Yes. Big, sturdy oak trees.
Nice. You know what is sometimes found in the bark of oak trees? Mushrooms. She's going to forage. She's going to forage on her way back. She's going to be like, we're going to need food. We're going to need more weapons in the form of potential poisons. She's looking around for every kind of like little bit that she can scavenge from this forest as she's heading out. And like if she sees any little embers, any smaller flames, she's going to try and stamp them down just to limit the damage in a small way. But yeah, she's gonna like take some samples of different plants and just various bits and bobs, see what she can save.
Fantastic. And Calliope, where are you at as this battle royale comes to an end?
So after the noise sounds for people to get back to the shore, Calliope hears it, but doesn't immediately go towards it. I think she waits like 30 seconds or so. And there's like a voiceover bit from like maybe an interview or some other thing while she's standing there just staring at the like smoldering bodies like around where she was. And it says, Donald Winnicott writes about the emergence of the false self, a protective layer built or crafted by children in response to an environment that cannot tolerate a child's full emotional truth. And so she learns to express only what fits. And you see Calliope takes this 30 seconds to stare at the charred body, especially the one who like almost made it out. And then she shakes her head, nods to herself, gives 1, 2, and a third practice smile, and starts making her way back down to the shore.
Fantastic. And Harper, what is the final moment from you on this island?
Real quick check-in above the table. Am I right to end us on a joke, or do we want to kind of sit in this tone that has been lined up?
I don't mind.
If you're feeling particularly whimsical, go for it.
I mean, mine was kind of amusing, so I feel like the tone's already been muddied a little bit.
With the character.
I like that Harper's just in a different movie from Calliope.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, but I just wanted to check in.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm fine.
4 different
so like it's not necessarily like a montage kind of thing. We're back in the confessionals. And Harper is sitting cross-legged on a chair with like some plum lipstick she's applying in the rearview mirror of the truck, and she just kind of looks up and was like, "Wait, what was the question?" And then,
nice. Oh my gosh.
And that's it.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Really good, but it's a thing.
Just to clarify, did nobody else make it out other than us? just so I know.
Oh, that's true. We got to decide the fate of.
Yeah.
Well, we know one person who died, but how do y'all feel about Callistro and Galloway?
Yeah, that is up to you. And I think Harper has the final say as the winner of this contest.
Take it away.
How attached were you to Callisto?
I will say I have one
You've
trust
trusted
point
her,
with
right?
her, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it up for the plot. If you are interested in eliminating enemies, but I think that more will crop up, so it's up to you.
I think it could be more interesting keeping her alive.
I
But
agree.
it depends what everyone thinks.
Okay, production, Your Honor. I would like to pitch that everyone dies and we leave, and then it's like a kind of go back, and Callisto pulls herself out from like
Mhm.
a place where she had managed to shield from the two blasts,
Oh.
She
and
knows
then
our
like staggers her
treasury.
way towards the boat with
Mhm.
everyone else.
I love that.
Awkward.
Well, it could be a betrayal.
We tried to kill
Ugh.
you.
I specifically did, and I gave her the stink eye when like we first arrived. So like it shouldn't affect your trust. It should just come back on me.
That is so funny. Sure. I'm down.
Follow-up question: how many followers do I gain from my
Oh,
wonderful
yes. Oh my
deathmatch
gosh.
success?
Of course. You
yeah, we
gain
get followers, don't
14
we?
follower boxes.
Holy shit.
Oh my
Great success.
And then Calliope and Ari get 7, and Mabel gets 1.
Yay!
Yay!
21.
27.
Same.
I am at 37.
Holy shit. Wow, it turns
Those
out
two
mass
back-to-back
murder
successes.
pays.
With
Yes.
the high challenge rating.
You get a little readout on your wristwatch. A little piece of paper comes out with 370,000 followers, if I'm doing my maths correctly.
You are, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She's over the
Wow.
moon.
So, right at the beginning when you were like, I'm okay with murder.
Mhm.
Yeah. I built this character for one thing.
Okay, so you make it to the dock. You see this rusty, beat up old ship sitting there at the dock waiting for you. You climb aboard and you have a moment of respite as the ship, you do not know who is piloting the ship. You just know that it is taking you to the next island, and you don't even know how long that will be. All right. So, Island 1 has already changed our competitors quite a lot, but there are more challenges that await them. That is all the time we have for today's episode of Deathmatch Island, but we will be back with more very soon. I would like to ask each of our wonderful players where we can find them on the internet and if they have anything to plug, starting with Taylor.
Hello everyone, I'm Taylor Navarro. I use she, her pronouns. I am a member of staff here at Euphoria, but not right now. Right now I'm just a player, so you can find me here sometimes. I also stream over on moonbeam.stream. You can come and check me out at random days of the week where I do co-working streams, Minecraft streams, Stardew Valley streams, and sometimes I design TTRPGs as well. Look out for that somewhere. I'm sure you can find it. Go search.
Homework. And Anusha.
Hello, I'm Anusha Battersby, pronouns she, her. I am a writer and actor, mainly voice acting at the moment. You can find me across pretty much all social media just with my name. That is ANUSIA and then Battersby, or Anushard on TikTok and on Tumblr. I'm in the Magnus Protocol as Gwen Bouchard, and shortly I will be appearing in Dracula 2004 as Lucy, and in Redacted as a character called Control, among other projects.
Ooh. And Magnolia.
All right. Nothing to add. Hello, my name is Magnolia Johnson. You can find me Theoretically, you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr. Do not. You can find me, however, on Blue Sky at daisypowerhour.bluesky.social. Or if you just search the nickname, it's Female Hysteria. I'm working on, I'm, everything I'm writing is on the back burner. I will post about it when it comes to the front burner. And you can find me every other Tuesday at Scones Tavern, SKOENS TAVERN. There's no apostrophe because it is just, they don't let you put it in the Twitch URL. And you can hopefully find me at more stuff on Euphoria because everything I've done here has been sort of inscrutably wonderful. It is a wonderful group of people to work with.
Yeah. And Luyu.
Hi, what up? My name is Lee. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me if you look hard enough. What I would like to plug is the showrunner and producer Darcy. And I would also like to say that if you would like to support Euphoria or witness any behind the scenes content or other such, or get news as soon as you can, please check out the Patreon. You can find it at Euphoria Actual Plays. Thank you for your support.
Excellent. And I have been your production player, Maddie Searle. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Maddie is Abstract. That's Maddie with a Y. And you can also find my silly one-shot TTRPGs on itch.io under my name, Maddie Searle, including a new one called Heresy High, where you're a bunch of unpopular demons trying to take over a high school in hell. And I would love to echo what Luyu said. Please support Euphoria APs by following on social media, by subscribing on YouTube, by going to the Patreon. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.